This is speech 4. Hi, my name is Alex Kautzer.
And I'm Lucas Griffith, and today we'll be doing a presentation for you about something that we are both very passionate about, and that is livestock shows and county fairs in the summer. And one thing that has become a problem in the past few years has been people trying to take away the livestock show portion of the county fair. And between me and Alex, we have 13 years of experience in showing livestock, and it's something we're both very passionate about and love to do. So these are two quotes from Beef Magazine that I think sum up showing livestock in a pretty well, exactly what we like to get out of it. The first is, "It's not all about the shiny trophies, purple ribbons, or champion plaques. It's numerous hours in the barn, endless chores, daily washing, regular exercising, blood, sweat, and tears to raise a champion animal. Every minute of every day's efforts leads to one brief appearance in the show ring, with the outcome resting on a single judge's opinion. Perhaps the paradox and reward of showing livestock is that the showman, who's put in all the work, has has so much, yet in the end so little control of the outcome in the ring." This quote rings true because you work all summer with your animal to raise it, feed it, walk it, get it ready for the show, and in reality, you're getting ready for a 2-minute appearance in the show ring where one person's opinion decides how it plays out. The other thing that showing livestock brings back, which I feel our country's kind of lost, is that we live in this society where we want everybody to be a winner, and in the show ring everybody's not a winner. There's a winner and there's losers. So the second quote is kind of about that, and it says, "Judging by what we see in the media, competition is craved, but in the American culture, friendly competition has been replaced with their mantra that everyone is a winner."
Okay, and then this is just a little video showing how other people see showing as and what it is all about.
So that was just a short video of a hog show. In case you guys didn't, in case you don't know what one looks like or what it all entails. What you saw in the video was kids from youth kids at a livestock show driving hogs in a show ring, and this this art of driving a hog is one of the things that's highly scrutinized by what we're talking about today, and that's people trying to shut down the livestock shows. And in this image, you can see he's got a show whip, which is what it's called. It's basically a fiberglass rod wrapped in a cloth material with a popper, it's called, on the end, and you tap the hog on either side of its head and under its jaw to keep its head up. And this is one aspect that's become highly scrutinized because you're actually striking the animal. This picture is from Purple Power Boar Studs, and this is just one aspect that animal rights groups are kind of using as proponents to take down the livestock shows and show industry. This is an image of a girl showing a beef steer from the Times Gazette. Uh, the big thing in this image that the animal rights are trying to take down is basically just the leading of the animal. There's a chain on the bottom of that halter, which allows them to control them. I mean, there are 11 to 1,500 pound animals, so you need some control over them in order to walk them in the ring. And then the stick in her hand, that's a show stick that's used to place the feet, and then you rub their between their front legs to keep them calm. That's another aspect that animal rights groups are attacking on. This is a picture of a girl showing a lamb. It's from westoftheeye.com. And the thing here that people are scrutinizing is that you can see both her hands are behind the back of the head, pulling the ears up. And then when the judge comes around to feel her lamb, she'll actually pick the whole front of the lamb up by its head, which it doesn't hurt the animal. Those of you who work with animals know it doesn't hurt the animal, but it doesn't really look good to the animal rights people trying to take away our industry.
Okay, and then this slide is just showing five of the most important things that we think are involved with showing. So one of the things is social relationships. When you are showing, you travel a lot and you get to meet new people. And when you travel and meet new people, you create just another social group and get to talk with other people. Next is family togetherness. For us, last year we worked together and it actually helped me to realize that I really liked showing and I just liked working as a team to learn more. Next is competition. And when you're, like you said before, it is people just coming together. Um, it's not bad competition. So you just kind of come together, like I said, and compete for one prize, or some people do like scholarships or buckles. Next is exposure to cultures. Um, that comes along with social relationships, but you get more exposed to other people and where they are from. One thing for this one is Dairy Expo. There's people from all over the world that come to this. It's held in Wisconsin, actually.
Yeah, Expo is the largest exhibition of dairy cattle in the world. And we are fortunate enough in the state of Wisconsin, the dairy state, to host this show in the fall of every single year besides last year, obviously because of COVID. But It is the best top cattle in the world coming together to compete for best of every breed and best of show. There's millions of dollars of cattle that come into Madison and show at the Lion Energy Center every single fall. And if you've never been there, it is something to that it should be on everyone's bucket list just to check it out. They literally fly cattle in for the show. So it is a cool thing, especially us being in Wisconsin. We can claim that we host the World Dairy Expo. And lastly, which is something that you just get just from doing everything, and it's knowledge and care of taking care of your animals. You're out there every day feeding, watering them, making sure they're okay, making sure they're not sick, making sure if they do get sick, they get treatment as fast as possible so they can get better. So that some of the training that goes into showing, just a little background. So it's a time consuming thing. You're feeding your it's time and it's responsibility. It's your responsibility as the exhibitor to wash them, to fit them, to walk them, to water them, make sure they have feed, make sure they are eating. Just it's all around a lot of time and time consuming. For us personally, in a summer we show competitive show hogs, and when we get our hogs in April, and we show them in August, and in that time frame, we will have we'll have spent hundreds of hours with them. We'll have walked them hundreds of times, and it's just you gotta love it in order to do it. The two other things are patience and practice. And if anyone's ever worked with animals, you know that animals don't always listen. So patience is something you have to have when you're working with animals, and it's a good skill to have for your life is to be a patient person. And one thing showing livestock does is it teaches you how to be patient because if you get worked up, the animal gets worked up, and it's just a downhill slide from there.
Okay, and then the next slide here is showing. So when we are showing, the three things that are most important is control, that you present your animal, and knowledge. So for control, you want to make sure your animal is under control. Like we showed in some of those pictures before, there's the whips, the halters, anything like that that helps you keep the animal under control. Next is present, is how you present yourself and your animal. So if you aren't presenting yourself, it'll downgrade you. One thing that is important with this is showmanship. We do this for showing. Um, you want to make yourself presentable as well as the animal. And then last is knowledge, is that you just want to be knowledgeable about what you were talking about with your animal, and anything that you need to know about it.
So overall, the big takeaway here is all the good things that come from livestock shows and showing and everything you learn. It highly outweighs any harm or any pain or anything the animal feels. All these animal rights groups like PETA and others are hosting protests and trying to get people to go away from animal agriculture. Animal agriculture, it feeds the world. So, and granted, we're talking about specifically the show industry here, but the show industry also helps feed the world. All the market animals that get shown end up on somebody's dinner table. So that is one thing we gotta remember when we are showing. And especially when we're talking about one thing that PETA always tries to say is that, well, we drug our animals, we give them, they have drugs when they get slaughtered. What they don't know is that every animal that gets, the meat industry is the second most highly regulated industry in agriculture. The first is milk and the second one is meat. And that animal is tested for any drug residue, as well as if you show that animal, you have to sign a piece of paper that says that animal does not have any drug residue, and it has to have a complete history record on that animal of what it was given and when it was given to prove that your withdrawal times are correct. And and the basically we just want to advocate for our industry and the thing we love to do. I like I said, it's been a part of my life for over 10 years, and to see people try to attack it and say that we're abusing our animals, it really rubs me the wrong way because our animals are pampered. They get better treatment than we give ourselves most days, and especially when it comes showtime, we're running on no sleep and the animals pampered up, ready to rock and roll. So I just want everybody to think about that when they see posts on Facebook or something like that bad mouthing the animal industry. Just look where it's coming from. All these animal rights groups only post the stuff that helps their cause. So, and fact check it with somebody that knows agriculture. I I've seen many posts where they're saying animals are lined up for slaughter when that's not the case, or these animals were abused to death and that's not the case. Animals die from natural causes every day. So we just got to make sure we're fact checking all of our stuff before we come up with a conclusion and an opinion. To leave off here, I just have one quote that kind of sums it all up and really hammers home the benefits and the everything show livestock helps youth with, and that is self-drive, honesty, and integrity are the final skills that define youth livestock exhibitors as the cream of the crop. These skills, every skill you learn by showing livestock is carried with you throughout the rest of your life. So taking that away would definitely hurt our nation and hurt everybody that's involved in the ag industry. I'd like to thank you for listening. Have a good day.